Hello and welcome back to my channel, My Life's Toil. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully you've subscribed and we're sort of forming a bit of a community where we can help each other with our health. And in my case, trying to get my weight down. And maybe you are too. There's been a lot of people that have contacted me that are doing similar plans. And it's nice to be able to chat. Please feel free if you need to ask questions in the comments or drop a comment, and we'll support each other. It's really been nice so far. So, and thank you to the people that have taken the time to do that so far. I respond to every comment, and I'll always try and offer advice where I can, and I'll always take it as well, and I'll always try and pass on good advice too. So, day 8 today. Of taking the Tirzepitide, Mounjaro, Kwikpens. I'm on 2.5 milligram doses, which I will be on for weeks 1 and 2. So I've done my first week of 2.5. It's 1 injection a week. And I think I'll be going up to 5 milligrams. And then you go up in stages. Obviously, you titrate up. 7.5 after that. And I think you can go up to 15. I think 15 is the maximum. I am aware that there has been different doses, but we're looking at for weight loss. Now, Tirzepitide initially was intended for use, and I haven't touched upon this yet, for diabetes mellitus, which for type 2 diabetes, because it works on the hormones in the body, it slows digestion, works on the pancreas for the different enzymes in the blood, which I won't go too heavily into because I think we need to focus more on the weight side of things here. And I don't want to go off on a tangent like I often do and forget the point I was trying to make. But so getting back onto plan, I will be taking dose number 2 today, which I'll go through again with you guys. I'm used to giving injections in my role as what I do as a paramedic, but I can understand that it must be so daunting for people out there. Now, these Kwikpens, which I'll show you a bit later on, the needle on them is absolutely fine. It's almost like a hair, and the length of it is probably no more than 6 millimeters, not even about half a centimeter. So, don't let things like that put you off if this is what is going to be good for you. And like I've said in previous videos that I've done, do your research, do your own research, talk to your medical people to see whether this is good for you. Because so far, and we'll recap now, my first week has been really good, really positive actually. Apart from having the cold, I felt really good, really positive. The food noise was turned off instantly for me. It worked within less than hours. I had a little bit of an unusual feeling, I mentioned malaise before, which means just generally feeling unwell, but it wasn't even that. It was more just like something's happening. It could have been the placebo effect, me expecting something, I don't know. But after that, I just didn't feel like snacking, apart from day 4, which was the Saturday, and I did touch upon this in one of my other clips. I just felt hungry, and I was thinking right from the morning. I had been eating shredded wheat for breakfast most mornings on days that I'd remembered to eat, which I'll get onto. But day 4, after the breakfast, I just felt, and maybe it's because I was at home on the morning before I went out in the afternoon. I just, I think it was just the old me just trying to take over in my mind, and I was just like, I was going through the fridge. I was looking in the cupboards. Then luckily I went out with me and my son. We go to the football. I went out to the football. We ate healthily, as I've mentioned before, while we were out. Made sure I was having plenty of fluids. But then on the night time, we came home, and my wife, she was playing me up really, and she can be a little bit like this. She'd be the sort that buys chocolate. In fact, we got chocolate in the cupboard, and I haven't touched it, so I'm really pleased with that. But she mentioned Chinese takeout, Chinese takeaway, and I gave in. Although I did order what may be considered sort of a healthy Chinese option, which is more vegetables and things like that. It's still fried to death, so it's not great that way. But I didn't feel too guilty. But the one thing that really surprised me was I couldn't eat all of it. Now, me, being as big as I am, and I don't think some people have mentioned on a couple of things, Facebook or TikTok or something, that I don't look that big. I am quite tall, but I am a big guy. I'm bigger and I'm unhealthy, and my cholesterol, my blood pressure have been through the roof. So it's not all about how I look for me. It's all about living a bit longer if I can. But yeah, so I just got to a certain stage. Normally, I would just wallop a Chinese and finish my wife's off and whoever else is left there. Those days are gone by the looks of it. I left some, and I was pleased with myself for doing that. But Sunday, the food noise was off again. It was just a weird day. And now I know that some people, when they're doing diets, and I hate the fact that we refer to this as a diet, but I guess whatever we eat is classed as a diet, isn't it? But yeah, Sunday it was back to it again, and I've been right up until today. I still don't feel that hungry. I was going to talk about remembering to eat, because it's still important to get food into you, because if you literally use this medication to turn off all food nights and starve yourself, it's not going to work for you. You're just going to be ill. You'll be really poorly. You'll feel rubbish. Just take the opportunity to let the fact that you don't feel hungry make really good food choices. Like I was talking to somebody about snacking. So if you feel like you do want to snack, make it healthy choices. Just something, because it will help. It will take that pang away for you, that hunger pang away for you. And I think that, what was it now? I've written this down because I know I'd forget it. So any snacks, like try and aim for 7 grams of protein, 3 grams of fibre. So something like a high protein yogurt with some berries or something like that. And we're talking about diets again here, aren't we? And when you start talking about certain foods, oh, you got to eat this, you got to eat that, then that really takes the shine off it, doesn't it? Because we don't want to. That's why we're at Mounjaro, isn't it? Because all our lives we've been dieting, and I really want to avoid that. What I want to try and do is just enjoy enjoyable, healthy foods. So have a proper meal, but just have the meal and maybe not do the snacking. And that's where I think I'll be with Mounjaro. So that's really positive. I haven't hardly snacked, and apart from feeling like I needed to on Saturday, it will help me do that. I mean, don't forget, I'm on the lowest dose, 2.5 milligrams a week for the first 2 months. And then it will titrate up. So I'm really quite positive that will be good for me for the duration of this. Not even thinking at the end of the plan what happens, because I've seen the results, and I'll put a little up now, if I remember, when I do the editing, about how the results look from when they've done the studies with Mounjaro, because people tend to fall off the wagon a little bit. It does concern me because, as I say, we've all done the diets before. I've done them. I've lost weight. I've done really well in the past, before I had the injuries and before I got older. But it's just that, we can fall off the wagons a bit, and I've always ended up putting more weight on. I mean, over here we've got things like Weight Watchers that my wife's done in the past, and I've followed it with her. I've done Slimming World myself, and I've done really well in the past with it. And that is a good plan, actually. No one's paying me anything for doing this, but I'm just going to tell you the full facts as I found them. It gives you a plan. You can do it on an app if you like. You don't have to go to the clubs if you don't want that type of thing. But the clubs where you do go in person are quite good as well. But you can eat what you want, but you are given what they call, it's like a point system called SINs. But you are given so many a day, and say if you have a Mars bar, you can, as long as it's within that allocation of SINs that you have daily. But it would probably take all of them up anyway. But it just gives you an idea of what you can do on it, so you're not being starved of what you really fancy. The good thing is with Mounjaro, it takes away that want of having something like that. But you do, like I say, have to remember to eat. But on the whole, no, really positive week. We'll get on to the second injection in a bit, if you don't mind looking at my abdominal. I'll speak properly. If you don't mind looking at my abdominal fat, it won't be anything too sinister to look at, but if it helps, which is what it's all about, we'll do that. Someone else mentioned a couple of the side effects as well that I've had. The one being a bit constipated. I haven't really had the fluids that I should be taking. You should be aiming for 2 litres of fluids a day, and any more than that is brilliant. Obviously, don't get walloping too many fluids. You can actually have too many fluids, but it's a lot. So if you can do 2-3 litres of fluids a day, water, squash, try and make it sugar-free, great. And the other thing is slowly increase your fibre into your diet as well if you're not getting enough fibre, because that will help. It will help with your movements and things like that. The other end, the diarrhea that I've noticed that some people have said that they've had as well. Yeah, that one should settle naturally. That one should, again, if you are having loose stools, you want to increase your fluids, because having diarrhea is taking a lot of fluids out of your system. So keep that up as well. Someone else mentioned about if they are having tummy pains and things like that, which you can get, just basic paracetamol. Avoid things like ibuprofen, because that can, if it's more in the stomach area, up sort of the epigastric, it can cause increased acid. So just those that can't take ibuprofen will know it's not ideal for taking for stomach pains anyway, especially if you've got underlying issues like the Crohn's, people, IBS and irritable bowel disease and things like that. But basic paracetamol, 2 every 4 hours. You shouldn't need it that much, but fluids will help with that as well. So yeah, just to recap then, week 1 been really good. We're just entering week 2. I'm going to get the pen out now. We'll set it all up and we shall go for week 2. So it's always recommended to just have a good look at the pen, pull it out, take the main cap off, inspect the glass bit. That's where obviously all of the actual fluid, the medication is itself. I don't know if you can see on there, those little marks there. These are the doses. So you can see I've had 1 dose, then there's 2, 3 and 4. Now, someone's already mentioned there will be literally a measure left. Now, you can't guarantee that that's going to be a dose. And also the pen physically, that it's been called the golden dose and the golden 5th shot or something like that as well. And people have been using this as a 5th shot because basically it's for when you prime it. If it was done manually with a manual syringe, you wouldn't have that much left. But in these pens, because of how measured it is with these gauges here, you do get quite a bit left in, and it is about a dose, although you can't guarantee that it is a full dose. It might be more, so you've got to be really careful if you are going to use, if you are going to use that golden shot or the golden dose as a 5th dose, or if you're going to top up, just be really careful, people out there. There's no way of actually, well, there is apparently a way of fixing this. You have to break the pen to get that dose out if you're going to use this with one of the needles. Other people have been actually breaking this and finding a way to get through, and you've got to be careful again, because if you get debris in there, you'll be injecting this into your body, people. So just be aware that there could be foreign bodies in there. If there's some way, we might have breakages or all sorts. So I see what people are saying, because this, we're talking like some of these are £200 a pen. So you break it down, it's a good, sort of 50 quid's worth of medication there. And I can understand what people are thinking, really, because there's a dose, and I understand that, totally understand it. But my advice would be, as a medical sort of guy, is to leave it there. It's there for priming. It's not a dose. You do what you feel you need to do, but that's what my advice would be anyway. So that's that. Yeah, pen looks all in good order. So let's get it primed. Then you see this little dial here. So you turn this to the prime bit here, which is that first mark on there. And then you just look into that there, and you make sure there's just no bubbles. And then what we do then is we turn it all the way until, keep turning, it's on 1, which means, I'm assuming, 1 dose. Okay, So I'm going to carefully pop that down there. Then I'm going to open this box here, and we have nicely sealed these little, absolutely fine as anything, little needles in here. They're all sealed. Make sure that's not been tampered with as well. And then you literally pull that off there. Then we'll have that screws in to there. Okay, the other thing is always have your sharps bin ready as well, which I've got here. So that's still safe at the moment. There's no way you're going to do anything to hurt yourself there. What you're going to do now is, I will try and do this the right way around, and I'll show you. I'm going to pop that down. It's on a nice clean clinical surface. Right, so I've just angled the camera down a little bit because I'm going to show you doing this standing up. Try and make sure you're nice and relaxed. Don't have any tense muscles. You've got a nice clinical wipe here that's going to wipe the area where you're going to do the injection. So that's that there. And then I'm going to go the other side now. I went this side last week. I'm going to go this side. Excuse, this is what we're trying to get rid of, guys. I mean, it's not nice, is it? So I'm going to give the whole area a nice clean, freshen up. That's now sterile. Let me tuck this up out of the way. I've got no problems with showing you this because this is what it's all about. This is what we're getting rid of. I mean, look at that side on it. It's disgusting, isn't it? This is what it's all about. Get rid of this. We all want to be healthy. Always remember as well, rule of thumb is 5 centimetres minimum away from the umbilicus, the belly button. So that's about 5 centimetres there. So I'm going to come anywhere across here into the fat tissue here. There's my pen. We're all ready to go. First cap off. Then there's another little cap there. Don't touch the bit. Look, I don't know if you can see this, but look, can you see that? Can you see how fine it is? Right, now I'm not going to lean back because I don't want to tense my stomach muscles. I'm going to just pinch a little bit and then straight in and then deliver that into there. There's a little bit of tension on it, nice and slowly. Make sure it's all in. And carefully out. Carefully put this back in. You don't want to see this anymore. Let's pop that away. Tiny little spot on there, that's normal. That goes back on. There. That comes back up. Okay, don't worry about it. So that goes back on there. We can undo it in the sharps bin. Also needed to add in here, of course, the numbers for the week. I nearly forgot this, so I'm putting it in now. So let me go through. Right, so I started on 21 stone, 4.9 pound, and then ended the week on 20 stone, 9.9 pound, a loss of 9 pound. And in kilos, that's 136 kilos down to 131 kilos. Just around 4 kilos dropped in my first week. So that's me for the week. I haven't done the waist measurements because I only did them halfway through the week. So that's really, I'm chuffed a bit through that. I'm really pleased with that. So great. Second dose. So here we go. I'm into week 2. Let me know how you're getting on. If you're doing it, if you're thinking about it. Come along with me, subscribe, give us a like, and we can share some facts. We can keep our progress going together, and hopefully we'll achieve our goals together, because this is what it's all about, and this is why I'm doing it. If I can help anyone, I will. Week 2 started. Let's see how we get on. See you soon, guys. Thank you.